The P. Diddy documentary on Netflix. He's responded. Let's talk about it. This is Fresh Hiphop Opinion with your guy Oleezeh. Don't forget to subscribe. So P. Diddy, fresh off beating, well, he kind of lost to the feds really, but beating the serious RICO charge with the feds, is locked up still in Fort Dix. I believe it's in Connecticut, but it's closer to home, closer to his actual family, where he'll be doing drug and alcohol programs to get a whole year off his sentence. Although there were reports that Diddy couldn't resist and had some homemade alcohol in his cell. But to my knowledge, it wasn't actually confirmed. But there is a supposed documentary, well not supposed, it's out on Netflix already, called The Reckoning, executively produced by no other than 50 Cent. Diddy's best buddy. I say that sarcastically. Of course we know 50's been on Diddy's neck regarding anything negative coming out regarding pretty much anything, especially concerning his legal issues that he's been having in the last year or so. But yeah, 50's executive produced this documentary. I haven't seen it yet. I'm gonna start soon. But here's some audio, what 50 had to say when he had an interview regarding the documentary. Check out the clip.
Do you think that hip-hop culture was on trial as much as Sean Combs was?
Not all. Look, if I didn't say anything, you would interpret it as the hip-hop is fine with his behaviors. There's no one else being vocal. So you would look at it and just say, because that mind your business, or let me not say nothing about nothing, or those things, it would allow the entire culture to register as if they're for that behavior.
If Sean Combs watches this, what do you think he's gonna feel?
Like, wow, this is amazing. I think he's gonna say this is the best documentary I've seen in a long time. Because you'll see people saying that. I mean, he may feel a different way about pieces and bits of it, but he knows the truth.
Yeah, fam. 50 does not play about. Putting on his proper voice, not his street voice that he would do on the Breakfast Club, or with Sway in the morning, or with Big Boy. 50 even said that he said Cassie was a victim. Now, of course, she was a victim. There was a lot of domestic violence. Most people after that trial kind of see Cassie as a bit of a money-hungry, you know what, and that she was participating because she was into it. Although 50 had a good point, she was only 18 when they first got together, and it was easy to get her conditioned to what Diddy wanted over the years. But 50 even said that Diddy will enjoy the documentary. He said that Diddy will say that it's a great production, great show, but there'll be little bits in the show that he might be a bit uncomfortable with. I haven't seen it, but I think that would be a little bit of an underestimation. Diddy probably or definitely won't be liking this whatsoever. And someone else who's reacted to it is Ja Rule, 50 Cent's other nemesis, possibly his older nemesis from 2002. And seeing 50 in that tight suit talking about Cassie as a victim and being behind a documentary that's going to expose Diddy made Ja Rule come out and say 50 Cent is a snitch. He's a rat. This is what he said. He said, "You rat. Always been, always will be a effing rat. Used car salesman, suit wearing, field goal nose having, Herman Monster head, a ninja." Ja Rule's having a little bit of fun there. Sticking up for his old buddy Diddy. I didn't even know Ja Rule and Diddy were that cool. I don't particularly think they actually were. I just think Ja Rule's using this opportunity to score one more shot or an additional shot at his old rival 50 Cent. You know these two keep going back and forth over the years. They love it. They can't live without each other. And as I said before, Diddy of course will not be happy with this documentary. It shows footage of Diddy before he got locked up. Kind of strange that he was even recording himself. He clearly had a plan for the footage. Maybe if he had beat the case, he would have made this part of his blockbuster comeback. But he's read the room and thought, you know what? It might not be a good idea. But yeah, like I said, he isn't happy. He's reached out and made it clear to the public that he's not happy with this whole documentary with Netflix. Lauren LaRosa from the Breakfast Club has got the inside scoop, and she put this out. She said this: exclusive statement from Diddy's rep on 50 Cent's new documentary on Netflix. Here's what they allege. We have confirmed that Netflix used footage that was never authorized for release, including private moments, pre-indictment material from an unfinished project, and conversations involving legal strategy that were not intended for public viewing. The footage was created for an entirely different purpose, under an arrangement that was never completed, and no rights were ever transferred to Netflix. A payment dispute between outside parties does not create permission for Netflix to use unlicensed private material. None of this footage came from Mr. Combs or his team, and its inclusion raises serious questions about how it was obtained and why Netflix chose to use it. Diddy's team continues with their allegations. 50 Cent is a long-time public adversary who has mocked Mr. Combs for decades, posted fabricated accusations, and publicly celebrated his legal challenges. Even Mr. Jackson has admitted he was shocked Sean ever filmed some of these moments, which underscores that the footage is being exploited for entertainment rather than presented with fairness or context. Beyond the legal concerns, Mr. Combs views Netflix's decision as a personal breach of trust. He has long respected Ted Sarandos, admired the legacy of Clarence Avant, and maintained a positive personal relationship with the company's leadership. For Netflix to hand this story to someone who has publicly attacked him for decades feels to Mr. Combs like an unnecessary and deeply personal affront. He expected fairness at minimum from people he considered colleagues. Keep in mind, I was told that Diddy had been working on his own doc with Netflix prior to this release, but backed out once he couldn't have creative control. Diddy also alleges that Netflix's recent pattern prioritizing sensational content over accuracy, as seen in their decision to rely on discredited, fabricated journals in a separate documentary. The use of unauthorized footage here reflects reckless disregard, not journalism. Diddy's publicist says their legal team is formally notifying Netflix and says they expect the company to address these issues immediately. And that's from Lauren LaRosa. So maybe we can expect this documentary to be taken down from Netflix in the not too far future. So anyone who hasn't watched it, including myself, better get to watching. I was wondering how they could get footage of Diddy, which you imagine his team had that footage, and it's footage of him just before him getting arrested. Why would Diddy legally sign that off? But at the same time, why would Netflix use the footage if they weren't legally able to use it? I believe Diddy must have signed off in some way prior to his deal with Netflix not going through, and they just used it for a whole different show, a whole different title and everything, which seems to me some sort of breach. One thing for sure, I'm gonna watch it before it goes off Netflix, because it looks quite decent, especially the unseen footage of Diddy while he's talking to his lawyers and talking strategies to try and beat the case. It'd be interesting to see his state of mind, his mannerisms, his mood before it all hit the fan. But I want to know what you think. If you watch the show, let me know. And what do you think will happen with this Netflix show? Do you think it will be taken down? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. This is Fresh Hip Hop Opinion. Peace and love.